Forward to this. So please accept the recording. I won't make you say anything you don't want to say. Okay, so everyone, this is Julie. Julie, this is everyone. So Michelle and Mackenzie and Mary and Jill and Tracy. Um, so Julie is you're gonna have to tell who you're direct to. Who are you direct to?
I'm direct to Erica Walter.
Erica Walter, and Erica Walter is direct to Carrie Sparrow.
She's under Rochelle Brooks,
Rochelle.
who
Okay.
is under Carrie Sparrow.
Who's under Carrie. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a sideline team that I have become very close with. I've had the great pleasure and honor, and I have made tremendous friendships with these ladies because I've done the training with them with my nutrition training, and all of them are absolute rock stars in that realm of things and have shown me that what I do is working, and I am grateful for your trust in me. But now I look up to a lot of you gals for sure in this Arbonne world because the hard work that it takes. It's cool to see another sideline because Carrie is very aligned with Kate in all of the things that we do as a team. But to meet another bunch of gals who are really crushing it because you're so supportive of one another as a team of district managers. But now Julie just promoted this week to area, and that is massive. So I said, if we had confetti, I'd want to be throwing it out at you. I'm so proud of you. And I asked Julie yesterday, I was on the treadmill and checking in with clients, and I said, would you mind speaking? Because it is so new that she has accomplished this. But really, it comes down to activity of what you're doing. And so I thought, because we all know it's easier to kind of absorb new information if it's coming from somebody who is sort of not your mom or your leader. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if somebody could give anecdotes, strategies, activity, whatever it may be that could help all of us get some fire under our butt to get going. So and Mary's a district manager, Michelle's a district manager, Tracy's a district manager, and Mackenzie is very much on fire with wanting to grow her business to district and beyond. And Erin, who just joined us as well, Erin is also on the push for a district manager. And so this is where we're at in our business, but there is another push that has to happen from district to area. And so that's what I would love to hear from you, Julie, and you can take it away.
Okay. Well, thank you for asking me to speak. It like truly is an honor. So thank you so much.
Mhm.
Um, I just kind of compiled a list of probably like my top 10 suggestions of things that I have done in my business and continue to do in May and June in order to go into qualification and then to close out area manager. So if that's good with you, I'll kind of run through my top
Yep.
10 list.
Yep.
These are probably things that you've heard people say before, but maybe I'll say them in a different way. I would say take what you want out of here, take what feels good to you and feels right to you based on how you run your business and the type of person that you are. By no means, I mean these are just the way that I run my business. So we all run our businesses a little bit differently. I would also say that I had a goal in my head of reaching area manager, and I thought in my head, well, you know what, by November, because November is such a big month. That was my original goal. And I was out for coffee with my upline, Erica, on May 21st or May 20th. And she said, how's your business this month? And I told her, I can't remember exactly where I was. I was around
Oh,
3,000.
sorry, my hair. Oh,
I was around 3,000 QV, and she said, I think you should go for area qual this month, which meant getting up to 8,000." And I was like, "Okay." And it happened, which kind of blew me away, which then meant I was going into June and into Vegas, needing to get the balance, which was 11,200. So Um, that just shows you that prior to this, like I had never ever had a month like I had in May, and I've never had a month like I've had in June. So if I can do it, honestly, anybody can. I am a year into my business. I joined Arbonne May 31st, 2024. So I actually went into Area Qual May 31st, 2025, which was actually really, really exciting. Okay, so here's my top 10 list. And feel free to ask me questions. I am honestly an open book, and I don't want to take up a lot of time because I know you have your team meeting. So number one, absolutely invest in yourself for your business. So I went to leadership school at the end of April in Calgary, and without a doubt, that propelled my business. It lit a fire in me. It was the first time that I had experienced, because I'd only been with the brand for 11 months at that time. It was the first time I had experienced like an in-person event, an in-person Arbonne event, and it impacted me so much. It was also the first time that I got to meet a lot of people from my larger team and do the team building. And I just came away from that event so inspired and with such a clear vision of where I wanted to go with my business. So I would say, without a doubt, invest in yourself. I then knew that I had already invested in myself and committed to going to GTC in Vegas, and that, without a doubt, helped me, or was really probably the reason why I was able to close out area promotion mid-month. So if you have the chance to go to leadership school, if you have the chance to go to GCC, virtual is great, but there's no comparison to being there in person. I did the virtual last year, had major FOMO, got a lot out of it, but knew that it's totally different when you're there in person. And I've heard people say before, I don't think I can go to those events until I'm, you know, at a point in my business where I'm making enough money where I can go to it. And I mean, it's tricky, but I would say, it's tricky to maybe invest in yourself when you're not quite making the money yet to afford to go. But without a doubt, there is a Vegas effect. It will come back to you. You will make that return in your investment for sure. Number two, I would say show up consistently. People should not question whether or not you are still an Arbonne consultant. So you have to show up consistently to the point where you're thinking in your head, people have already heard this information a number of times. Nobody is listening to what you're sharing as much as you are. We all think, oh, I'm going to talk about this so many times that people are going to get sick of me. Nobody's paying that much attention to you, I promise. You have to keep showing up and keep reminding people that, hey, I'm still here. I'm still, I still really love this brand. I still really love these products. You have to keep showing up consistently.
I don't know why you want that.
Show your face, ideally on video. Posting pictures of yourself is great. Video is that much better. So if you have a private Facebook group or if you're on Instagram, show yourself. And I know it can be really, really scary. I was not existent on social media before I started working in network marketing. So I get it. It's a learning curve. It takes, it takes courage, and I get that, but people need to feel connected to you. If you can go live, great. Don't be worried about mistakes. Like, that makes you real. People are attracted to that, and people will connect with that. Don't just post and pray. Don't post stock images with links. I promise you, like in all my business, I don't think I've ever had anyone like click on a link. I'm not an influencer. I have less than 400 followers on Instagram. Nobody's ever clicked a link, I don't think, and bought something. It's because I've created a relationship and they feel like they've gotten to know me. So that leads me to number four. You are the brand, not Arbonne. Let people learn a little bit about you. I have a daughter and I do not post her on social media. It's very rare that I might post like a professional family photo just to kind of remind people like, yeah, I am a mom, but there's a way that people know I'm a mom without me posting. And it's totally fine if you want to post like, your children, and it's totally fine if you don't. I'm just one of the ones that I typically don't. But it doesn't mean that then people don't know who I am because I don't want to post those types of things. So people know that I love to garden. People know that I love to cook because of what I share. I provide value in other ways. I provide recipes. Low tox living is really important to me. So I'm always posting, things like, here's a better cream cheese brand than this one because it doesn't have this ingredient. People like, I'm just providing little bits of value, but that's what keeps people engaged. And makes it so that I'm not just a salesperson to them. So let them see parts of your life. People are curious, like they want to know, like, what does their house look like? Like, where, what does she use to curl her hair? Like, people are so curious about your life. So let them see little bits of it. Am I going too fast? Is
No.
this okay? I'm on number 5. Okay. Don't be attached to the outcome. When you post something or you do a reach out and nobody engages, or people ghost you, try as best as you can to separate yourself from that. I really think part of the beauty of this job is the personal development and the growth that it allows us to have. And you really have to develop a bit of a thicker skin. And I'm somebody who I'm sensitive and, I care what people think, but I've had to learn to separate myself from the outcome. I would say just keep your head down and keep going. My daughter has a book, and in the book, there's one of the pages in the book says, keep going, never stop, keep going, never stop, keep going, never stop. And I think about that. It's like you have to just keep going. Don't be attached to the outcome, because you might not see results for what you're doing today for 30, 60, 90 days down the road. So just keep going, keep doing the same things. And you will see results. That's that consistency compounded over time. Okay, make your client's experience frictionless. This is my mantra. There are a lot of Arbonne consultants out there. They have the option to go a lot of places. Why should they support you? Why should they shop with you? My goal is always to make their experience so good, so frictionless. So if my client has an issue with something, they want to do a return, I say, I'll contact Arbonne for you. Let me take care of it for you. I don't give them the 1-800 number and have them do it. I take that on myself. I really just make it my profession to give the best customer service possible. I follow up with them, make sure that their order arrived, ask them how things are going. I help them troubleshoot. So that's my thing, frictionless. Show up as the real you when you're showing up if you're somebody who posts on social media, but I really believe in this. Come across in a positive way, in a confident way, in a charismatic way. People are attracted to that, but not in a fake way. People are attracted to high vibrations. They're attracted to confidence. So when you're talking about your product, be confident about it, be excited about it. That attracts people rather than just holding up a product and, here's my protein smoothie for today. Like people are attracted. They want to click on things that make them feel good. And I'm not saying you can't just show like the messy parts of your life. Like, I don't know, recently I was doing some work in my office/bedroom, and behind me, my daughter had literally hauled like everything from her room into my room. And I didn't notice because I was so busy working, and I turned around and my room is covered in toys and stuffed animals and all this kind of stuff. And so, like I showed that, like, hey, just in case you feel like, my house always looks clean, it doesn't. Like, this is what's going on behind me. So little things like that. Number 8, follow up, follow up, follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. Again, this is like, don't just post and ghost, don't just post and pray. Oh, well, I shared that. Nobody responded. Well, reach back out to people. Just because people don't respond doesn't mean they don't want the offer. I'll give you a good example. My sister is a Norwex consultant. She's also on my team as an Arbonne consultant, but she's a Norwex consultant. And honestly, for me to like log in, remember my Norwex password, and put an order through, it's so much easier when she says to me, hey, do you want me to order something for you? I can just place that order on your behalf. Yes, please. Like, I've got so many million things going on right now. Please just do it for me. So this kind of goes into like that follow-up piece. Sometimes I'll say to people, I'm just placing orders for clients right now. Is there anything that I can, I know you were thinking about this a couple days ago. I'm sitting down right now placing orders for clients. Can I help put that order through for you? Things like that. Make it, again, frictionless, and do the follow-up. Use systems if you can. I use Project Broadcast. It saves me a ton of time, because if I need to get information out, I can get it out to a whole number of people all at once. This is what I was using when I was in Vegas to share information about all the new products that came out. I was working a lot in Vegas. I mean, I didn't hit area manager by By not working, I would say I kind of half listened to a lot of the conference because I was using that time to work and connect with my clients. And I know that I'll be able to go back and watch a lot of the videos after, but I mean, it's, this didn't come kind of without work. I definitely had to work, but it was a lot of follow-up and a lot of contact with my clients and putting orders through for them. And the last one I would say is another thing that's really worked well for my business is using different offers. I often have a client appreciation giveaway going in my private Facebook group every month. So every $100 in orders gives you an entry. At the end of the month, I do a draw, and it's for something off the free gift list. Like I've got boxes of fizz and stuff in my cabinet, lots of things. So I'll do that, or I'll do a 35% host reward coupon that they can use the following month. I always talk about the return policy. So if someone's not really sure about something, I'll say, well, you've got 90 days to try it. So there really is no risk to you. And you can also offer that in a way as like a trial. So, who's looking to trial our new hair care system? You can offer them a host rewards. I'll give you, a trial like a discount to trial our new hair care system. You try it for 30 days. If you don't get the results you want, you get a return. So I've used trials as a way to help kind of introduce products to my clients. Same with skincare. That's worked really well for me as well. Okay, I was trying not to take too much time. I hope I didn't go through that way too quickly. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll pass it back to Jill.
What was number 3 again? I think I wrote it down, but I might have included it with 2. Was it go live?
Yeah, like show your face, show up on video if possible. If not, pictures of you with the products, using the products. Yeah, go live when you can. It gives people more of an idea of who you are.
I have a question, but I don't know if anyone else has. Tracy, did you at this point? No.
No, that was really good. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to ask you the sort of the realities of the differences between district manager and then going to area. And I know that for me, it was completely about me opening my mouth to people about joining the business.
Yeah.
Like Kate said, you have to stop selling product so much and start building a team, or you're going to exhaust yourself, because this is not sustainable the way that you sell product and have these numbers show up in your stats.
Yeah.
But so I became brave enough, and that was the reason that I went area, was because I think I ended up having 6 business partners, and back in that time, people were putting in $1,200 orders to start up their businesses. And so what we've noticed in a lot of people who are joining Arbonne these days is a lot of people are just paying $65, getting their free box of fizz, and then they just kind of hope to goodness that something's going to happen from that. And so then so my question is like that real hard talk to your team or to people. I don't know, because I've already told those in this group who want to go, bigger and promote, that it takes a team. Otherwise you'll exhaust yourself and you can't maintain those numbers when you're alone in this.
Yeah.
But how did you end up having from even January, February, March, April, or a certain period of time, did you have new business partners coming in slowly, or did you just have an influx? So kind of how did that part come to you?
Mm-hmm. So I would say the biggest contributor on my team is my sister, who's on my downline, who's been in my business since last July. She joined only 2 months after me, but she was, I would say, okay, so we both went to leadership school in April.
Mm-hmm.
At leadership school, I think she had 400 QV. It was nearing the end of April, and she was worried about losing her district manager title.
Mm-hmm.
So she was at 400 QV. Right now, this month, she is nearing qualification for area manager.
Mm-hmm.
So she has really taken on wanting to build her business at the same time as me. And so I think there's this momentum of us both coming both together. And so what I would say is that when you have, first of all, I agree with you, like you need team members. You cannot do this completely on your own, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think what you want to do is you model to your team how to do it, and so that your team knows what to do. So you are showing up and you are role modeling how to do it, so that if they choose to, if they want to build their business as well, they can see the path to follow. So my sister is the biggest contributor kind of on my team, but I have had some people kind of trickle in over the months as well. So I didn't have an influx in May. I think there was one new team member that joined in May who's just now kind of getting going. But yeah, it's both mainly been my sister and I who are really both gunning for area manager at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because it is true that there's a lot of this that we hear in Arbonne that it will take, sometimes it can just take one rock star that ends up being somebody who has the vision and goes for it and does the work to get to what that promotion is. And
Yeah.
it's for your sister, she's doing that, and then she'll just keep going, right? And so will you. Yeah, so that was one of the big parts because of the next thing I wanted to ask you is, let's go back to May 1st, I guess, because you did your qualifications in May. In May, can you give me a rundown, and then going into June, even though Vegas happened right in the middle, what activity did you do to gain your volume, I guess?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
if you catch my drift, like, did you do in-home stuff? Did you go to other
Yeah.
people's homes? Did you do Zooms or virtuals or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. So in May, I did have an in-home event at my house. We also had the skincare, the derm results with the double QV. So I took advantage of that. Oh, I had two new team members in May that joined me, pardon me. So I had two new team members in May. I did an in-home event. Other than that, I'm very consistent on social media. I show up a lot. I do a lot of demos and videos. So honestly, I just kept showing up, and leading into June, into Vegas, I started sharing the excitement of Vegas on social media. And so I had, countdowns going, new products are launching. I got my customers excited. I had people text me if they wanted to be part of my VIP Insiders exclusive club, where I was going to be offering, the best discounts to those VIPers. So I really kind of hyped up Vegas. So I had a lot of people really excited about the products that we're launching and that were coming. So again, it's like that charisma, that confidence, that excitement, building that all up for people. I think all of those things really contributed.
Was that in stories that you mostly did those? Obviously, countdowns are in stories, and then
I did a lot, but I used Project Broadcast.
okay.
So I used Project Broadcast, and I sent out a message to my whole entire client base and asked them to text me back a keyword Vegas if they wanted to be part of my VIP Insider group. So anyone that texted back the word Vegas got tagged with that keyword, if you know how Project Broadcast works. So then when I was in Vegas, I could text out the deals and just send them to my Vegas people first. And they knew that they were getting first dibs on the best deals before I kind of opened it up to my entire client base.
And when you do, like, let's just, without Vegas in mind, but just the month of May with different things, and you're going on stories and you're saying you're sharing product and talking about them, is that mostly on stories? Because I do see your reels in your like your gardening, and then some of the other things. Like, I see that. I just wondered, are they stories that you put up with product showcasing and just information and stuff? Yeah.
I do a lot. I would say probably more of my business comes from my private Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
That's probably more of my client base are in there. I think I tend to have a client base. A lot of people aren't on Instagram at all, but I always share my stories to Facebook. So sometimes I get people by watching my Facebook stories, but I would say it's probably my Facebook group, my private group, where I post maybe longer videos or do lives in there.
And
Instagram is like a emerging thing for, I'm just like, I don't have a big following there. So
yeah. And when you do have Facebook like store things that are going up, is this VIP group a group of all the people who are just currently purchasing from you right now who are in that, or are there new people added to it all the time?
There's new people coming into it. And then a lot of them are, yeah, people who
Yeah.
have purchased from me at some point in the last year.
And when you want to do your PC numbers for, let's say, a DM bonus, because you need 5 new, do you do a lot of private messaging for people who are following and watching things of your stories? And do you go and or reels or new followers? Like, how do you handle just the getting the new clients as opposed to just going to the current ones?
Yeah. To be honest, that's something I need to work on. It's like reaching out to people who have liked my reels or liked my, yeah,
Yeah.
because some, to be honest, like I haven't hit my DM bonus
Yeah.
a lot of times because my biggest team member is my sister and she's
Yeah.
also a district manager. So I can't use any of her volume at all
Right.
towards the DM bonus. So, and
Right.
I haven't ever had a 5,000 month before last month.
Before you did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I just want to kind of touch on those things that are activity based of like, and then do you meet people for coffee and do stuff like that? Or are you mostly just all from home? And like, I'm just trying to pick out all the different types of activity that,
Yeah.
but
I would say one of the other things I've been doing this year, in partnership with Erica, is
yeah,
hosting a mixture of Arbonne events, but also just community events, bringing women together. So we've
yeah.
hosted goal setting workshops. We've hosted some. There's some Nordic spas around where we live, so we've
Ah,
hosted
nice.
in backyards. So we've hosted some like
Nice.
Nordic spa nights for women. I've had a bunch of events where it's just like come and try out the new foundations and skin tints, but it's not technically a party, come and mingle, have a night out, have, some charcuterie and whatnot. Um, so we've had, yeah, a bunch of those types of events.
Yeah, we have as a team, we've been doing things with she. So we have she hikes, she walks, she lifts,
Mm,
she journals.
love it.
We're doing another one where it's she walks and breathes because asked Lucy, who was at you saw Lucy with Mary and I.
Mhm.
She's a Reiki breathwork master. She does that for a living. And so we're going to go into a walk and then go to the grassy area under the trees and do a like a little meditation. Sorry, it's a car horn. So we do those kind of community things. And every time people come, there's always a new purchaser or like after that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And that kind of speaks to the part about that, like you are the brand, not Arbonne. People,
Yeah.
that's a value that you can provide to people.
Yeah.
Community. I mean, women, women coming together, or it doesn't have to be just be women, but I
Yeah.
mean, I think in a lot of ways, people are seeking out that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a we lift on July 26th, which is going to be men. And yeah, because we realize there's men and I have a few trainers who I want to attract into my business for the
Yeah.
fact that there are guys who are training and I have just been touching on the women side of things. So Julie, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for this. And if anyone has any other questions, I know that I asked some of the ones I wanted that would help all of us understand some things. But uh, is there a takeaway that you had from Vegas from a speaker that you thought, Julie, that resonated the most with you? I know you were working, but
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I'm like, what do I remember from Vegas?
and you know what? I had to look up the names of the people because I didn't remember them all. So don't think I'm looking for a name, but just like a
Yeah.
something that caught you, like.
I know there is something. I wrote some little clips in my phone, but I'm like, how far down in my notes is it? Because I've just been um yeah. I mean, I think honestly, okay, the thing that struck me the most in Vegas, if I'm being totally honest, is the number of people walking that stage as newly promoted area managers, RVPs, and NVPs. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many of them, and these are just the newly promoted ones. So it made me realize that opportunity is available for everyone. It's not just for the elite few. Like, if you want to get there and you have the work ethic and the drive, and like, you can do it, it's available. And the other thing that struck me was the number of Canadians
I
when
know.
they that were doing. And I was like, I've never been to GCC before. I don't remember from last year. I was like, I don't know if this is normal or not, but there are
Nope.
so many Canadians. And so it just makes me realize how much the business is exploding in Canada. So those are, yeah, I would say out of everything, those are the two things that stuck out to me the most.
That was absolutely the truth. It was 5 Canadians to every 2 Americans, to 5 Canadians to 1 UK, to 5 Canadians and one in
Yeah.
Poland. Yeah, it was really wild. And Linda Parker, who is a $5+ million a month person, Linda Parker spoke in Kelly GT's suite after launch night, and we all went and hung out. And because Kelly GT is direct to Linda Parker, and Linda Parker said that she said Canadians are crushing it and Canadians are doing something right because you're all exploding. So whatever's going on here in Canada, just follow the leaders that you have around you and don't doubt what they're giving you as counsel of how to do stuff, because Canada is exploding. So and we often say, well, nobody has money for this. So like I don't say that, but I know I hear it a lot in Arbonne consultants who fear the price point. There's no fear in it because of the needs that people have, and the value we put to it, and the excitement, like you said, and the value we put to it, because it changes our lives in so many ways. So so that's cool that you brought that up, because I might have forgotten. Thank you. I'll let you go, Julie. And it's
Thank you
8:36,
so
gals.
much.
Maybe 10 minutes max, but we're wrapping it up. But thank you, Julie. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye,
Okay,
everyone.
congrats.
Thanks.
Okay, so Mary, do you have your takeaway? Mary went to Vegas with me. We had fun.
Yeah, so I have a couple takeaways.
Mhm.
And I think one thing, yeah, that Julie said, it was just so amazing to see so many Canadians becoming area managers and crossing the stage and winning awards like that. That was really awesome. And I love the personal growth training that they did more on the Saturday, was really good. But one thing that I did take away for me was my follow-up is really weak. And so I need to do a much better job with following up and trying to get some kind of system for myself, and seeing the belief that people have out there in themselves. And so I know I need to do a little more work in the personal growth area, because I'm the one that's limiting my own beliefs, not anybody else out there. And so with our reduced qualifications, it is so possible to reach goals. And I think Linda Parker said, if you're a district right now, there's no reason why you can't be in a regional vice president by the end of the year or farther. And for me, it's like, I just want to either hang on to my district or maybe go area, or maybe. So it's kind of like, I need to make a decision. And once you make a decision, just go for it. Like, stop playing small, and stop, I guess, comparing and looking at being perfect to do things. Because I got out of my comfort zone and I finally did I did a video of the new cooling mist spray, and it was like, it wasn't horrible. And I've had 3 people say, oh, I want to buy that when you come back. So that
Oh,
part's good.
Mary, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Anyways, I could go on, but I'll stop here.
Did you have a favorite speaker, like a name? Because I have a hard time remembering names, but maybe you did. No?
I
No.
can't remember their names,
Yeah,
but
I
no,
know.
I don't.
Yeah, it's so funny that I blanked on their names too. I have it up on my screen here so I can see. Okay, so Michelle, you did virtual, and I wondered if did you get a chance to listen to Ian yet? No.
Gosh, no. I
Okay.
signed up for virtual, Jill. I'm not gonna lie. I've started the one and I haven't had time to
Okay,
watch any more.
just because we went for that walk, you and
Yeah.
I mentioned it, not because I'm, yeah, trying to call you out. I'm just saying, did you get a chance? Because he was my favorite. And then Mary, that little short little woman in that pink dress who was really had that crazy little voice. Yeah, Tracy, you're nodding. Oh my gosh, she was a fireball. And I was like, I want to be her. I want to be her. I would join her team. She's crazy, crazy fire. Mac, did you do virtual? No. Okay. So yeah, anyways, so I'll go to Tracy. Do you want to tell us what your takeaways are for virtual too?
Yeah, I'll try to not take too much time either.
No, it's okay.
I think it was one of the big ones is using the free like all the references we have, like the source, using like the videos and sheets, like meet the products, like all the information's there for you to share like with people. Um, and then one of my favorites was Ashley Strong.
Yes.
She was really good. What was one? Sorry, I'm just like going through all my notes. One of the ones that don't know who it was that said it, but like 333 for follow-up. So like following up 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months with people. I liked that.
Yep.
One thing to do like right away is message 7 people about the business. Look at the really big vision of it, of like where you want to be. Try to schedule 4 virtual or in-person events before the end of June. I don't know if it was the girl in the pink dress or the one that said like she would host something and people would enter to win a spa party. And then she would literally the next morning say, like, phone every person and say they won the spa party
Yeah.
to people. I thought that was hilarious. Following kind of like a 90-day plan for your like independent consultants. So keep trying to get 2 consultants and 5 PCs every month to get width and depth in your business. It gives you like time to breathe by building that way. And then I really liked, I think it was Ian, whoever was the very final speaker, the guy,
Yeah.
how he talked about like the seasons, like saying how in spring it's like a new time for people, and that's when people might be ready to look at it. And how he said for like 3 months, he was kind of like fall, winter, sluggish, like already had the business had something and wasn't ready to really look at it, and then just kind of kept pursuing it a bit. And then finally it was like summer or whatever, and he was like fully ready to dive into his business. So I kind of like how the analogy of the seasons. Yeah, be real, show up, and then just make it about them, like make it about other people. And then I forget who it was too. I think it was him as well. He talked about like vision, action, belief, passion, be committed, show discipline, and that'll get you your goals and results.
I think he also said, how many of you have people who have done this or this or this to you? So like, don't think you're the only one that gets ghosted by people. Don't think you're the only one who, and even that little one in the little pink dress said, yeah, how do you think I felt? I go to a healthy living party. I'm running a healthy living show. And then everybody goes out to the deck and goes and lights a cigarette and they don't even come back. And she goes, a whole party of people. And she says, that happens to me. It happens because people are just not making me a priority. And it doesn't mean I'm going to quit and stop. I just going to go and try again because that's happened. And which is so funny because that happened to Kate too. She flew an airplane. She went in an airplane from PEI to Toronto, spent shit tons of money, did a party for some chick who promised she would bring in a lot of people. And then all of them went and put their sunglasses on, went out on the deck and started drinking and smoking and having a party. And she was just sitting in the kitchen and nobody wanted to listen to her. And she just spent that money to fly there in the hopes and dreams that this person and these girls were going to fill her QV. And she said, yeah, I just went home and spent way too much money. But she said, I just keep doing it. But, so I have one takeaway And the takeaway that I had, I think it happened pretty early in our talks, and I don't know what night, could have been Friday morning or something, but you have to do more. That's it. Somebody said they were asked to do a training at GTC and go on the stage and have this like 15-minute talk presentation and train. And this one consultant, an MVP, came out onto the stage and she just walked up to the microphone and she said, "Do more." And then she walked off. And that was just on the principle to say, like, we all think that we do enough, but really most of us need to do more if we want the goals that we want. And so that's my mission for myself, is to do more. And that's my takeaway. And Ian Pritchard was amazing because he said it took him about 6 times before he said yes to Arbonne. Like, he went to events and he saw the Arbonne opportunity, like in a live event at a hotel or whatever, all these things. And he just said, I just kept hearing it and hearing it. So the truth is that you have to keep asking people and keep dripping on them with asking them, because nobody's going to say yes the first time. And then I think what Julie said was really great, just that she has her tips. But my tip for all of you as your leader is new consultants on your team will alleviate the stress of you having to do it all, because that is the fun part about it. And like, look, this makes me super proud to see all of our faces on here and that this is building and we have that belief together, because we truly do, because we're all here together and listening. And oh, hi, little girl. Hi, Mads. You're supposed to be in bed. You're supposed to be in bed, Mads.
Say, I was sleeping and then I got up.
Oh, oops. Maybe
Oops.
Jill's too loud.
No, not you know.
So I am super excited for June 25th, is it? For our team event is June 26th on Thursday. It's at the Sports Bar Power Play, and we're going to be doing some virtual golf and some other games and things as a team just to hang out. Sorry, Mackenzie, you can't come. I wish you could. That's sort of the hard part about being distant. But you're coming in July, am I right, Mac?
Yeah, July 10th to the 17th, maybe 18th.
So the 10th is a Thursday to Thursday, the 17th or whatever.
Yeah, the second weekend of Stampede. That's what I know.
Okay, so July 12th, Mackenzie, we're having a She Walks, one of those events.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about when you came, is that I would love to be able to support you and be by your side to maybe do some in-person stuff with some. Even Sarah said, Matt's gonna get all these chicks from Calgary together and do something.
I don't know anybody in Calgary anymore. I have like one. I actually don't even think I have high school friends in Calgary anymore.
We'll get your
Well
year
left.
out and we'll start fighting randoms.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. But that's July 12th. And if you capitalize on that time together with all of us together.
Mm-hmm.
So the 26th, yeah. So pizza is on me and fries. So there's going to be gluten-free and dairy-free pizza choices as well, and then regular pizza. And I'm just telling you, if you want a beer, you got to buy it yourself. But we're gonna go and have some fun. And Kendra's coming and her sister, and I am going by the invite poll, and I would believe all of you are coming except for Mackenzie. So it'll be fun. Anything else anyone wants to bring up?
I was gonna say, if you guys didn't watch the team huddle from Amber Foster last night, it was so good, like super helpful. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't.
It was really good.
Oh shoot, my son brought his girlfriend home for the first time. I was like,
it was so good.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm driving, so I keep muting and unmuting.
Oh, Kendra, that's good to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
it was really,
well
really
done.
good.
I watched it too. She was really good, Jill.
I saw actually, I scrolled your faces because I saw a post of somebody posted a screenshot of how many people are on it. And then I saw you gals on it. So when I was in Vegas, it was like I felt like I needed to stand as close as I could to Amber and just like rub on Amber because I'm like, whatever is going on in your body and vibe, I need it because am so I'm so proud of her and it's so cool to see somebody that I've known for over 10 years in Arbonne go from one place to another in her authenticity. And that is what she is doing and showing up as is the most authentic Amber she's ever been without being like she's not like nothing about her is not who she is. And she used to be somebody she wasn't for a many, many, many years. She was pretending to try to be something she wasn't. And I have to say, I have grown into that myself because even in this Vegas trip, to be honest with you, I used to think I had to dress like Kate in order to fit in. I used to think I had to wear heels to fit in. I used to think I had to have all the bling and the jewelry and the gold and everything and to fit in. And I always felt like I needed to wear the tightest jeans and heels and shirts that would show whatever. I used to dress just like Kate and I have to tell you, this is the first time when I went and I wore runners every event and I wore my shorts and my t-shirts and my tank tops and I don't have a lick of clothes that are really in trend. I just have things that I'm comfortable in and I felt so much more myself. And like I think Mary, you could probably attest to that it's like you don't need to copy her just to be her, just like Amber's figured out she didn't have to copy Kelly to be successful. She can just be herself. So she's an inspiration and I would listen to anything that comes out of her mouth. In fact, she gave me notes to do a training with you gals and she gave me these notes before Vegas happened. And I won't do it now because obviously you've already heard. It's probably what she talked about last night and I'll go back and listen. So I love you all. I'm appreciative of all of
Can
you.
I say something quick?
Yes, Kendra.
So it's funny you say that about like the whole dressing and fitting in.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of like a breath of fresh air. Because last night after I watched the Zoom, Tracy sent me her Instagram and it was just kind of nice for me to see that there are bigger women that are part of this because I'm not in shape by any means. So to see that, like, it's not like for the skinny hot babe, it's for everybody. So that was really nice to see because at one point, Jill, I did mention to you that I'm like, I don't fit the part. So that I thought that was like really good to see and that there are not just fit in shape women.
Kendra, that's great. And I always say I put a lot of effort and pride into my hair. It just seems to be one thing, but it's just that I have grown from my own self to know that wasn't important, that I didn't need to wear the little cowboy boots and the bling and everything and show my ass everywhere. Like I actually did, Mary, right? I actually kind of showed my ass in a video that I didn't mean to. But anyways, so Kendra, if I can give you advice, I would follow Amber and I would watch what she's up to because if you feel something from how she posts and she's just showing her kids in her stories and they're slurping on her fizz and she's just like sitting in a tank top, no bra, she doesn't care. Please know that is that's what's more attractive than trying to be polished. And I'm really glad she is somebody who we're close with and that we know well. Yeah, she's a gem. And I do know, oh, sorry, this is what I was going to say, Kendra, about Vegas. It is very important to show up to these live things because you would have felt so comfortable because you see every walk of life in Arbonne. You see like 70-year-olds. you see 21-year-olds, you see overweight women who are trying their hardest to get fitter and healthier, but then you see the other ones who are like owning it, and they're just so confident. It's every walk of life does Arbonne, and that's why going to the live events is actually pretty eye-opening and makes you feel so much more worthy, maybe, I guess.
And that's something I'm not, is not confident. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But I am putting myself out there and making videos. So that's where I'm at right now. But
I know, I saw it. It's awesome. And just keep doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so we are done, gals, and thank you for coming on, and we will see you soon. But June 22nd, this Sunday, I'm doing She Lifts. Mary will be there. So far, Tracy, yes, no, maybe so, no.
I have to go to Medicine Hat.
Oh yes, we talked about this.
I'm gonna network at the bridal shower in Medicine
Yes,
Hat.
you're gonna take little bags of fizzes and all that stuff, right? Yeah. And Michelle, will you make it to She Lifts this Sunday? Okay. And Aaron, no? Okay. I will talk to you girls again soon, but do more. I don't know. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay, good night.
Thanks.
Good night.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Oh, you're welcome.